Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another video about my journey in building the most space-efficient non-permanent conversion kits for vans. And today it's the first video with my new VW T6.1 transporter with a long wheelbase. And as always, we are starting the build by scanning the interior of the van. And therefore, from now on, we will use all these little markers that are little stickers that the scanner uses to know where it is at all the times. And these make the scan so much more precise. Of course, it takes some effort to put these all in and even more to take them out again. But it makes the scan so much more precise that we will save a lot of time during designing. So it's well worth the effort. Also, it makes, of course, the conversion kit as well a little more precise. Other than that, we also prepared the windows again just as before with some baby powder. So the scanner doesn't scan right through them, but recognizes the glass as a surface as well. And we've put out all the seats, so we will scan the van empty at first and with the sliding door open and the hatchback open. So then we will scan it with all different combinations. So with the seats in place and flipped over and with the doors closed as well. So we are as flexible as possible during the design process later on. So today we will do all the scanning, and over the next few weeks we will do the design process for the whole conversion kit before we produce it and then put it in the van. Well, we are already finished with scanning this van. Unfortunately, this took quite a lot longer than we expected, as the scanner got a software update. And this didn't properly work, unfortunately. The software had quite some issues optimizing these reference points or the scans of the reference points. So this took us about 2 days to figure out until we downloaded the old version of the software again and installed this again. And this worked just like we are used to. Just takes some more time for calculating all the data, but at least we're getting precise results, which is definitely more important than the time during calculating. And well, during this struggle and frustration, we forgot to actually film the process of scanning, but this looks pretty much exactly the same as the last time we scanned a van, and here is some footage of this. We just added these marker points. And right now I'm in the process of brainstorming for the layout for the conversion for this van. And trying to find a nice design that I like. Besides scanning the van, I wanted to use the opportunity in this video to give you some background about why I bought this specific van. So you maybe can, use these informations if you want to buy a van for yourself. And at first, the motor was the most important for me, so let's start in the front. Well, this is the 2-liter diesel engine with 150 horsepower. Well, in the T6 it's 150, in the T5 it's 140 horsepower with a single turbo. And this is the engine you want in these vans, as this is the most reliable. There are also stronger engines with 180 horsepower, something about that, which have a B-turbo, but they are much less reliable, and reliability is more important for me than power. Well, and 150 horsepower is still plenty enough to drive with it and pull a trailer sometimes. That's fine. I also did a lot of maintenance in the last few days. I changed the belts, the timing belt and the V-belt and all the fluids and all the filters, of course, and also the ATR valve and cooler, as well, during the diesel scandal from VW and the update they had to do to these engines, these got very unreliable in long term, so they tend to make trouble also with the turbo. So I exchanged this as well, even if this is pretty expensive part and a pain to exchange, but luckily I managed to do this. Very happy about this. But so now, well, all the maintenance parts are done, so I hope I'll get a long life out of this. I wanted to have a T5 or T6, that didn't really matter to me, but well, this is now a T6 with a long wheelbase, so I have 40 centimeters extra, which is quite a lot of space compared to the other van. I've built a conversion kit before. This was a multi-van with a short wheelbase, and I expect this space to be really nice for a conversion. And besides that, it was also really important to me that it has a hatchback and not, well, you can get these vans with 2 doors in the back as well, because I wanted to have a rain cover when I use the kitchen here in the back, and the hatchback is much more practical or much more useful for this. And I wanted to get at least 5 seats in here to be able to take some people with me as well. So, well, yeah, but I can take out the 2 seats here in the back, which is very useful to transport big stuff. And actually, in daily use, I almost always have my bike in here, which fits behind the second row of seats in this long wheelbase, which wouldn't fit in the short wheelbase. A friend of mine has the short wheelbase transporter, and he always has to take out the very right seat here and, well, slide in his bike over there. Well, this is really nice that it fits behind there. And these really was the most important parts. I also wanted to have a what is it called, like a tempomat in German, which holds the speed, which is really comfortable on long drive, especially in Scandinavia, where you, well, drive 80 for hours because there's no traffic and you're allowed to drive only 80 in the northern streets where there is no highway. And well, as I plan to be there quite a lot, I really wanted to have this feature, but this is something you can build in later on as well, fairly easy. It's just a couple $100, so this is not a deal breaker if you want to buy a car like this. I also wanted to have armrests at the driver and co-driver seat. This actually didn't have these, but this is also something you can easily add on later on, and I've already done that, so this is not a deal breaker either. But, well, of course, the engine, the long wheelbase, and having a hatchback, well, really were the most important when buying this van. Well, I'm very sorry we didn't cover the scanning more properly of this van. It was really frustrating with the software, but actually the day after this video goes live, we will scan another van. So if you have any questions, well, let me know in the comments, so I will get into detail, or I can answer these questions in the next video and take it on camera when scanning the next van. But besides that, I already started designing the conversion kit for this one, and it will be completely different to the last one. I'm really excited about it. There is just one teaser I will give you before I'll show you more in the next video. Well, there will be a piano in here. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Good luck with your projects and see you in the next one.